Welcome to a brand new episode of the Oracles. My name is Manelisi, and with me is the beautiful, the superstar Oracle, Z Mazibugo. Z, how are you doing?
I'm well, thank you, Manelisi. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very, very good. Thank you. How was your weekend?
My weekend was beautiful. My weekend was nice. Sunday was chill. Saturday was a bit busy, but it was all good. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I had a very, very good weekend. Very chilled though. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, very, very chilled. Except on Friday, actually on Friday, I was at a funeral of a former colleague of mine, which we lost last week.
Oh, my
So
condolences.
yeah, what do people say when they actually hear that? Is it thank you? I have no idea. But yeah, whatever is relevant, whatever is relevant.
Wow.
Yeah,
Actually, thank you.
yeah. Thank you for that. But yeah, besides that, it was a very very good weekend.
Mm,
We actually just added a new feature to the podcast.
mhm.
I know that you saw that, which is the weekly wrap up.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually so in love with that sound and that
It's so
that video
crisp. The
quality.
audio, the video. Ah, man, that's
Yeah,
the first thing I saw. I'm just like,
yeah,
Eesh, I'm geeking. I need
yeah,
that for us.
yeah,
Physically like that.
yeah.
I was geeking.
Yeah, but we're definitely gonna get there.
Yeah.
We are definitely going to get there because that was the first time we actually uploaded something in 4K,
Hmm.
which is quite amazing. But yeah, we're definitely gonna get there. So the weekly wrap up will be up every Saturday morning. It should be up every Saturday
Hmm.
morning, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on this past weekend, it went up in the afternoon. It took a bit longer than we thought to
Okay.
edit and all of that.
Later.
Yeah, so it should be up every Saturday morning, somewhere between 10 and 12. Haven't fully worked that out as yet, but basically the weekly wrap up is all about
Hmm.
wrapping up the entire week in the world of hip hop. Just the news that people might have missed or something that is noteworthy is going to be there. It's very, very short though. Won't be too long. It's
I
just
need it. I'm
basically
happy for it because there are things that I miss.
yeah. Yeah,
There are
so
things that I miss when it comes to music, so I need it.
yeah. But it's also a bit of work, eh? It's also a bit of work because I have to
Yeah.
keep up with everything that happens every single day.
Yeah.
And so, some things, especially when they're South African, I have to actually note it down because I have a document just for that, which is also part of the feature, which is this week in hip hop history.
Hmm.
So basically, I have to note whenever someone releases an album, they release an EP, whenever they're celebrating their birthday, whatever it is that is happening around the world of hip hop. So I have to note it, put the month, the date, the year that it happened. So next year, I'll be able to remind people about that. Just like when was it? Sometime in July. Uh, Cassper was celebrating like 10 years of his debut
Yeah.
album, To Be Fed. But I didn't
Hmm.
see, did Cassper actually even celebrate that? Because I didn't see that anywhere.
I think he just posted, I could be wrong, but I think he just posted the album cover and he
Yeah,
mentioned the whole decade of the album. But I don't remember him having a huge celebration regarding it. I don't remember seeing it.
yeah. Yeah, because it's actually quite strange I mean, it's his debut album and it's
Hmm.
been 10 years since he released it and he's still relevant today. I mean, remaining relevant in music for 10 years is not an
It's
easy
not
thing to
easy.
do. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's something that is worth celebrating, I believe, especially for
it
a debut
is.
album and a debut
It is.
album that big.
Hmm.
It's got Dog Shebeleza, it's got Kusheshe, it's got Gojo, what else is in there? Because I think it released three singles from
Was
that
it three
album.
from there?
Yeah, I think it was three
It's been a
singles
while,
on the
hey?
album. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
But also, I think with Ukas, it's a bit, it goes back to the point that I made, I think, a while back when I was like, is this looking at the journey that he's on,
mm,
is he still going to be performing as he used to, And I
yeah.
think this thing now happening like this, it also now raised the question, Yoguti, because if he celebrates it, it would be expected for him to perform those songs,
Oh
right?
yeah.
And seeing that they're not aligning right now, or they're not aligned to his spiritual journey,
Yeah.
it will kind of be questionable. So I could be wrong, but I feel like for me, that's the reason why he didn't make a big hoo-ha of it. And
Mm,
if he does do it, then it will be a thing of I'm celebrating the person that I was then, the person who got me here, but I'm
yeah.
no longer that person. So I think it's a matter of you might have to wait for him to see if he's going to celebrate it or if he's not going to do it at all.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, and it makes complete sense. Uh, I mean, this journey that is taken on right now, being because he's always had the God message in his life. He's always
Yes.
been
Yes.
celebrating God
Hmm.
throughout his entire life, for as long as you've known him. But where he is right now, I think now is a point where he is properly born again, where he's not just talking about
Correct.
God, where he's not just talking about Jesus.
Hmm.
So it requires a lot of changes in his life, a lot of sacrifice for him
Exactly.
to find his footing in this journey that is walking on now before he can actually
Exactly.
go back to all the music that has made him and then work around, find a way to uh, find a way to work around that music on how he performs it,
Hmm.
how he moves forward with it. So I completely get what you're saying, and that might be where he is as well right now.
Yeah, because that's what I thought about. Because I think, when you're born again, right, or when you just decide to change your entire life and like your lifestyle entirely,
Yeah,
it's not just you doing things a certain way and not doing certain things anymore, right?
yeah,
It's even in the smallest things like the way you talk, the things that you say, you
yeah,
know, you know, we it's at a point where we need to see the God in you, right?
mm,
And even the things that you say play a huge role. So if he's going to be saying certain things, although there are lyrics, it's a thing of it's a bit contradictory. Yes, it's your
yeah,
past life, but then it's a bit contradictory. So I think that's my thing. He could do it, but I think for me, I think that's why maybe he didn't want to have a huge party for it. And
yeah,
if he does, we'll see how he maneuver it.
yeah. Yeah, but I mean I'm happy for him as well for him to actually uh take up this journey that he has taken.
Yeah,
But
same.
I'm hoping that it's not under any kind of pressure. Uh, Hopefully it's
Yeah,
a choice that he has made
a
himself. That
genuine.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a genuine change, and there's no sort of pressure, except if it actually comes from God Himself.
yes.
But if it's pressure from anywhere else, I hope it's I hope there's none of it. Yeah, I hope there's
Yeah, I
yeah,
hope so
that's the
too.
best way to put it. But also speaking of people who are still on their spiritual on a different spiritual journey, I don't know if you saw Solo where he is at the moment because he's also
And
on a spiritual journey of his own.
which one? Because I haven't seen much about him besides the album launch that's coming, I think, in end of the month, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's the 22nd.
Uh, yeah. But because I know that Solo, I don't know if right now, I don't know if he's still on that, but I
Yeah,
know that a few years ago he took up or he heeded his calling rather.
yeah,
So I'm not sure if he's still busy with that, which is his traditional ancestral calling.
yeah.
I'm
He
not sure if he's
is
still
actually.
busy with that or what.
Yeah, he is because he posted a video where they because he'll be performing. I think they're doing the launch at Artistry, which is Jay Something's restaurant. I
Yes.
think he'll be doing
The parking at that
the
place,
launch there.
I need to get out. I need to get out there. I'm sorry. The
Yeah,
parking there is crazy. You know, if you
really.
can't drive, let me tell you. Yo, guys, if you can't drive,
Yeah,
I'm not one to go park by myself. No, but that day I'm like, you know what? If I don't want to be paying damages for people's cars, I'm gonna go park in the dark and I just pray to God that I'm safe. And
Yeah.
it's oh yeah, no. I just have to wait out there. Whoever's been to the artistry, great place, amazing vibes. But that parking,
Yeah.
request if you can.
Yeah. So he'll be launching the album from there, and the album is called God Anomaly. The video that he posted, it's and I think he I don't know if they
Yeah.
recorded it,
Hmm.
if they have like, okay, they do have a lot of live elements, I think, especially judging from the video that he posted. So I don't know if the entire album is going to sound like that, if they recorded the whole thing live in studio using live instruments and all of that. But he does have backup singers and yeah, and all of that. And I've saw pictures of him as well playing the guitar, which is a bit
Oh, nice.
strange for a hip hop artist, especially a rapper, to get on stage playing a guitar. The only rapper I think who could actually see doing that is Andre 3000,
Mm.
if I'm not mistaken. Maybe or Anderson Paak as well. Uh,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, but there aren't a lot of rappers that we see playing a guitar while they perform.
Yeah, no, that's true. There aren't a lot really. I think most of them are just focused on the being here with the mic,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of them actually playing instruments.
Hmm. Yeah, so Solo also like taking on this on the spiritual journey with this ancestral calling. And I think this album is the one that's going to define that calling, or at least explain that calling.
Yeah.
He's bringing all those elements into it. And I'm curious to hear how, because considering also the name of the album, I'm very curious to hear how he's going to
Yeah.
bring all of that together. So yeah, the album is launching, I think, on the 22nd of August,
Mhm.
which is like a couple of weeks from now.
Amazing.
Actually, the
I'm
date,
looking forward to it.
yeah. It's going to be it's going to be the album launch. So I don't know if it's going to be dropping on the 23rd or whatever. Because the 23rd I
Mm.
know is a Friday, which is the day that we're having the hip hop circuit
So
again
is
in
the
Detroit.
launch on the Friday as well, or is it the Thursday? Because usually a lot of them have it on the Thursday, then
Yeah.
midnight the album drops.
Yeah, I think because the launch I think is on the 22nd. So I don't know if the album is going to be dropping on the 23rd at midnight or not. I still need to. I think it still needs to
Oh, okay.
let us know about that.
Let's see. Let's see.
Yeah, because
But wait.
um, where is it?
Because I saw something, right? And I thought the album dropped and the launch is just happening later.
Is it? Um,
Because I saw something, I think I saw from Aziza, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm right. It is on Spotify. It dropped on the 28th of June,
oh, okay.
right? Unless, yeah, because I remember I saw something from Aziza's post, right, regarding the album.
Yeah.
Yes, the album dropped. Aziza was playing it and Mahuta as well. Yes, the album dropped.
Hmm.
And I saw the launch date and I was like, I need to listen to it before yes, the launch did
Yeah.
drop.
Oh, okay. Because for some reason I thought,
Because I said here, I
oh yeah,
see,
here it
yeah,
is. It actually dropped on the 28th.
yeah.
Yeah, which was last week, I think. Or was it no, it was the week before.
And even worse, 28th of
Oh,
June, not
28th.
even July.
Yeah, 28th of June. And that is strange actually. Now that I think about it. And yeah, it's
Mm.
strange to do an album
I
launch.
remember thinking that. I'm like, that's actually quite strange.
Yeah, because first dropping an album and then doing the launch. Uh, what do you think is the reason for that, for doing it that way?
I think for me, I could be wrong because I like sometimes we don't know what goes on in the artist's mind, right? But
Yeah,
at times it could be a matter of uh not necessarily getting the listens I thought I'd get. So
Yeah,
in order for me to get that, obviously I need to have an event to hype up this album
yeah,
and get more listeners. So him having a launch, and there's gonna be a build up to the launch, and there are people gonna go there knowing the album, and there are people who gonna go there not knowing the album, and they come out, there's more listens on it. That's for me. That's the only thing I'm thinking.
yeah. But wouldn't it make more sense to have the album launch before the drop as part of the rollout?
It would. That's what I'm saying. It could be a matter of not necessarily damage control, but damage control is like I didn't get the number of streams that I thought I would get, you
Yeah,
know. So
yeah,
now let me just have an album launch so
yeah.
that people
Because
talk about it because they didn't initially. So maybe I'm gonna get more listens.
yeah, because I think Envy did the same thing, is it, with conversations about an event.
Yes, but with Envy, the what can I say, the time frame between the launch and the album drop, it
Yeah,
wasn't this much. This one here
yeah,
is a good 2 months. You understand? This is
yeah,
technically a good 2 months. With Envy, I think it was a week, if I'm not mistaken. So it wasn't that much of a. And also, I could. This is something I thought about when I went to J. Jody's listening party, right?
yeah,
I think for me, there's also that because it's something I would do. So I would push the launch also at a later stage because I think yes, I love my songs, I love performing them, right? But
yeah,
I think I'd get a different feel if I'm performing them there with people who already know them.
yeah,
Even if they don't know everything word for word, but then they know the chorus, they know the bridge, they know this and that, you know. So
yeah,
that one for me would also work a bit. Jobs, the artist would try to release a single or two, right? And when they launch the album, look at the reception to that single that's already been launched or released, and
mm,
all the other songs that are not known yet. Do you understand? So there could be
yeah,
that element to it as well.
yeah. No, I hear that. I hear that. But from my perspective, I feel like if I was an artist, having an album launch like this as part of a rollout, uh, I feel like having people get there and hear the music for the first time live before they actually hear it um, from their phones or when they're home or wherever. I feel like everyone hearing the music live for the first time, I feel like that would be better, at least for me, if I was an artist,
Mm.
having the album launch as part of the rollout.
No, I hear it.
Yeah, because now everyone will be experiencing this music for the first time. And they'll be hearing everything for the first time. They'll be hearing every element for the first time, and it will also give me the opportunity to explain some of the music, to explain the why I did this, why I did it this way. But yeah, I mean, but that's just me. But also having people get there and sing along to some of the songs, it also makes sense. I feel like it also makes sense. Yeah, have people arriving already knowing what's in the album. That makes sense too.
Mm. I think it works both ways. At Ugutinja, we've just been used to the launch happening first,
Yeah,
then the album dropping after that, you know. Because more bigger initially or before, a lot of artists would have the launch on a Thursday night,
mm,
then midnight the album would drop,
well, yeah,
you know. So
yeah, yeah.
I
But
guess there's different ways to skin a cat, but
yeah, no, but yeah. Anyway, the you, because I asked you about your weekend, and you just said you brushed over it. Like, yeah, it was okay. It was nice. But you were up to
it
something this
was.
weekend. But you had a very, very good Saturday though. The Suave
I did.
Partition, yeah, the Suave Partition had a small room concert. and you just happened to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, how was that
Just
with
happened
Ginger?
to find myself there. I just
Yeah,
happened to find myself there.
you were in the neighborhood and just popped in.
I was just in the neighborhood. I was like, oh, actually. And actually, before we even get to Ginger, right? I clearly
Yeah,
we didn't record last week.
yeah.
Um, I also went to another event the previous week, right?
Oh yeah.
And even then, I happened to find myself there.
So yeah,
Remember how we said this year you're just gonna go to a lot of
yeah.
listening parties, you're gonna go to events and everything, especially everything hip hop. I see all the other genres, especially
Mm,
hip hop, right?
mm,
And and I remember saying that even if it means I have to go by myself, I'll go.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm just like, you know what, it's fine. Because even I went, so the previous week I went to Jay Jody's listening session for
Yeah.
his album Shine O'Clock, which is a beautiful body of work. You know, when you thought of I'm gonna go, then on the day you're just like, I don't feel like going. It's in foreys.
Mm,
Driving in foreys for me is stressful. I live far from foreys. I know it's gonna end late, but I'm like, no, it's fine. Let me just go, you know.
yeah.
So after work, I went and I literally had no regrets about going. I would have regretted coming home straight actually, you know.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Yeah, Palisa's company.
Oh yeah.
Put it it was quite an event. Like she did an amazing thing for Jody. She does the
Mm.
whole PR thing for Jody,
Yeah, and I
marketing and
know,
everything,
and
and
I
Jody.
saw that she was hosting as well.
Yes, she was the one doing the whole thing. So she was like, ma'am, I needed to come through. I was like, say less. And I got there early because the circus started 6:30 for 7. I got there just before that. So when I got there, Azusa was there, Blacklist was there, everyone was just chilling outside taking pictures. J Jody was there as well. And you know, when you're standing outside with the people and you're not realizing how packed it already is inside,
Yeah.
that was us. We were just standing outside, not paying attention. When we got inside, we had to stand the entire time because it was that packed. Like
Like,
people
yeah.
came out for J Jody, and I love that. You know, people always say that South African hip hop really doesn't have much supporters, or if it does, it's usually the big guys who have supporters. Your
Mm,
Big Zulus, your Questas, your Caspers, your KO, right?
yeah.
People think that I don't want to say underground, but the artists who are not as mainstream don't have supporters, which is totally not true. Like
Yeah.
there are
Is
people that I saw that I haven't seen since COVID or just before COVID. People drove from Pretoria, you know, people
yeah.
drove from the Val to Fourways just to be at this listening party. And everyone literally had the time of their lives. The album is beautiful. Everyone was like a lot of people were there. P. O came through. Legles was there. He performed. Maraza came through. El Tito was there. Like a lot of Ginger came through as well. Touchline came through. It was beautiful thing. Like everyone showed up for him. You know,
Mm,
the album is amazing from the first track right down to the last track. He features Legles, as I said, Aries. He features Java actually. Like you
yeah.
wouldn't think those two worlds would come together,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I
Like
know.
Destiny is a beautiful song.
Yeah, and I was surprised to see Java in that album.
Yeah,
So yeah,
same.
so I was looking forward to actually getting to that final track because it's in the last track of the album. So
Last
I was
one.
looking
Yeah.
forward to get there.
Yeah, no, it's like literally the entire album is beautiful. And I think you remember what you said earlier with regards to having everyone experience the song for the first time together.
Yeah,
That's also a beautiful thing because I think when a person is performing the song, as much as the sound is there, right?
yeah,
They have that thing or the ability of turning it down a bit so that they can rap, so you can hear what they say.
yeah,
You know, unlike when it's on a song, it's already mastered and everything. And when you're listening to it, maybe driving or whatever, certain things may be lost in translation, or you might not be paying attention.
mm,
But when he was performing it, he was able to. I need to focus on this verse, and I'm gonna pour my heart out, and you're gonna hear every single word.
yeah,
And that it hit differently because it's like, okay, damn, Jody is rapping, you know, like he made you feel like you were with him when he was recording.
mm,
And that was such a beautiful thing. And I think I was just happy that it was a sold out show. Everyone was there for the hip hop. And even afterwards, because I think it ended around 10:30. if I'm not mistaken, or 10 around there. Sorry, no, I'm lying. Around past 9 actually, because my
Yeah.
parents had to leave immediately after it ended. But it was so nice. Everyone was having such a good time. Everyone was just we haven't seen each other in a long time. Everyone's just socializing and everything. People left the quite late, like late.
Yeah.
I left because I was like, guys, at this time I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
I pushed it. I really pushed it, guys. I pushed it until I think around 11. I really pushed it. Then I went home, but it was amazing. So while I
Yeah.
was still dealing with that, after having enjoyed that particular event, then Ginger happened. It's like, I'm just a girl, guys.
Yeah.
And I'm not used to being outside like this. It's gonna take a lot from me, but you know what? I'm gonna go, and I went. So yeah, on Saturday, Ginger had a small room concert, which started off as a suggestion from one of the Trill gang.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'd like to see Ginger have something like a small concert, like an intimate performance concert for its gang or for its people. Ginger quoted that tweet, and he said something like a tiny desk nyana.
Yeah.
And us in the Trill gang were like, yes, sir, please. Like everyone pushed it. Everyone pushed it. Then he's like, okay, let me make it happen. And I remember initially he made happen the date for the 27th, which was supposed to be last weekend, right?
Yeah.
And I was hacked because I wasn't around. I was like, shucks, I'm going to miss this. No, so I was like, no, what? And I saw that date, I'm not even gonna comment. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna take my L and move, right?
Yeah.
Then a day or two later, I see the post again. It says the third. I'm just like, wait, hold up. What happened here? Then I spoke to him at stage or this thing. He's like, hey, dude, things happened. The venue got double booked after I already booked it. So somebody booked it for the 27th after he already booked it. So he's like, no, it's
Yeah.
fine. I can move mine. I'm like, yeah, those are my gods
Yeah.
saying I need Zandi Day. So they moved to the third, and it was such an amazing night, or rather, it was beautiful.
Yeah. No.
The band was amazing.
Yeah. And that suit from Boys of Soweto.
Oof.
Yeah.
Mm, you know what? Oh, I love
And
Boys Soweto with everything in me, nah? But the
yeah.
day they released that suit, I was like, "Mm, I'm willing to spend good money on it." So when I saw the poster at Ginger and that it's gonna be in collaboration with Boys of Soweto, I just knew he's gonna wear the suit, and I was like, you know what? I don't like
Yeah.
him. I don't like him for this. And when he stepped out, I was like, I knew it.
Yeah.
So at the end, I'm speaking to him after the show. I'm just like, Emarat, really, really? Like, you had to
Yeah.
do me like that. Not with the suit. Like, I love the suit, He's like, do you want it?
Yeah, man, because but generally you guys, because I saw some of the pictures, and you truly came out for Ginger. Not just being there, but also um I suppose following the theme of what he wanted, where he had that suave
Hmm.
thing to the whole thing. And you guys came dressed, looking good, looking the part. So yeah, you guys truly came out for him, and I'm glad that you guys truly enjoyed it. Except for Touchline. Touchline arrived in a green t-shirt, and he was just chilled. But
As in, I think that's why afterwards I was like, just go play soccer, dog, because
yeah.
at this rate, because he was playing soccer, so
Oh, okay.
you went from practice, he
Yeah.
had a game. From
Yeah.
the game, he came straight to the show. You know,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Lit- when things align. So, in what world would you start a performance with clapping forever? Everyone was just like, wait, are you really going hard like that? You just started, bro. 'Cause, everyone this man got on stage and he went popping forever. We're just like, okay,
I mean, it
we're in
just
for a treat
arrived.
here. Because how he's starting, exactly, he's
Yeah.
starting that hot, you know? So he performed popping forever. It's a vibe and everything. Then he performs with Kate Hassel. If you know me, you know how much I love Kate Hassel. No, when people are asking them that they want to see certain songs being performed, In
Yeah.
my heart, I'm like, I need to see Mama Rights being performed. But I didn't say anything on those tweets. I just minded my business. I kept it moving. He called Cassper on stage. I'm just like, okay, there's multiple features they have. So I don't know which one is going to rock, but I love all of them. So I'm happy. When they went there and they were like, what you know about getting, I was like, let's go. I lost my mind. I lost my mind. So they performed and everything. He got off stage and Tinder performed by himself. So as he's talking, then he's talking about I think he wanted to say that touch is running late. So he's talking about how do you guys know boys in the hood and right in time for his verse. I'm just like the
Z.
okay, now I lost you there. You're a bit frozen. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, my internet. I think it's my internet that is very very bad. Um, but yeah, I think I might be fine now.
In right in time.
What's that?
Now are you back? Are you good now? Can you hear me properly?
Yeah, now I can hear you. I can hear you properly.
All right, cool. Now I was saying, I feel like everything's just aligned because as he was talking, then he started singing, started rapping. Touch literally walked in right in the blink of time. As his verse was starting, Touch got on stage and they had it. It was amazing. They did We Up. It was, man, it was amazing.
Yeah, man, because I can just imagine how amazing it was. And I saw the pictures. I saw Mahuta was there as well.
He was the
Um,
happiest person there, by the way.
yeah.
If you thought I was happy, Sabelo was, guys, he had the time of his life.
No, but the thing about him is that he's always at his happiest when there's hip hop. As
Hip
long as
hop,
there's
true,
hip hop and
true.
there's artists that he stands by, that is
Yeah.
when he's at his happiest. So I can only imagine what it was like, especially with someone like Ginger, um, having a show like that. I can only imagine what was happening with Sabelo in his mind and in his heart.
And funny thing, I think what killed me also with the Sabelo, right?
Yeah,
When he's excited for the artists, right?
yeah,
But then every person who walked in that, because I think that's one thing about such events, we go for such a long time because I don't want to say we are being deprived, but yeah, okay. How can I put this? You're gonna have a concert that has Maglera, that has Ushava, that has a Big Zulu, right? They're always there, right?
yeah,
Excuse me. But then there's a niche, if I can call it that, of certain artists in this country that not a lot of people listen to, right?
mm,
And when it comes to those artists, it's not all the time that they have concerts or they have events that we can all go to and feel like we in our circle,
yeah,
right? And I think that with Uchinja doing that, it brought together people that haven't been together in years,
mm,
you know, people that I haven't seen since literally 2019, just before COVID,
yeah,
you know. These are people I know that have been riding with Ginger since he was Gingerbread Man
yeah,
from the days of YFM. So every time somebody walked in, because Maud and I were there very early when they were still sitting up, right? So every time somebody walked in and someone we haven't seen in years, we would lose our minds. And Mauda is loud, you know? So people would turn around thinking that's an artist. No, it's just Cash walking in.
yeah,
Literally, it's just Cash walking in. And I'm just like, okay. Osana loco. After a few minutes, he screams again. You turn around, it's Tabi walking in. So
yeah,
some people don't know Tabi. Like,
yeah,
who is this guy? Why is he making noise for this guy? you know, because it was very intimate. So, and Mode, as I said, he's loud, so you could hear him scream, although Ginger is performing.
yeah,
So it was very wholesome because everyone was just happy to see each other. To a point, we afterwards we stayed for like literally some time. We stayed, we all hung around, we all like caught up, took pictures, reminisced. Like it was a beautiful moment, and I think the whole intimate vibe of it,
yeah,
I think that's what made it nicer because you know how celebrities usually have a back room, if I can call it that way. They
Yeah,
perform when they leave the stage, they just go by the bodyguards and go backstage,
yeah,
right? There's never a thing of unless it's a meet and greet or whatever, they're not necessarily interacting with their fans like that,
mm,
or they're gonna take two, three pictures and they move. On Saturday, whoever wanted to not only take a picture with Trill, if they wanted to have a conversation, they got that chance.
yeah,
Do you understand?
mm,
There was no backstage, there was none of that. Any of the artists, whoever was there was there as a friend, as a supporter, as performer, and when I have a conversation with Touchline, he's there, have a conversation with him. So the intimacy of it all, I think, gave it such a this person sees us as his supporters. He appreciates us.
mm,
Like he's there giving us what we want as a supporter. He's not just there being on stage and that's all we get to see from him. No. Conversations were had, people, friendships were built also on that day. I'm just like, this is what, for me, hip hop should be about.
yeah. And that is a very, very great experience because I'm pretty sure that there were fans of Ginger who were there who have never been that close to him and they've never been that close to
Yeah,
Touchline. They've never been that close to any other famous person that was in there. So having that experience, having that time with them, it must have been mind blowing for some of them, and it's something that they
yeah,
will carry for the rest of their lives. I mean, some probably came there as just normal fans there to just to enjoy the show,
yeah,
but an experience like that actually elevates how much they appreciate this person, how much they appreciate Ginger,
definitely.
how much they appreciate Touchline, and I feel like that we need more events like that, you know.
Yeah,
But then again, there's also in the back of my mind that thing with of the country that we live in. Actually, not just the country, but the world that we live in. There's people who might just get
yeah,
carried away
true.
and ruin the entire experience for everyone.
Yeah,
But either way, it's such a beautiful experience to have something like that, and we do need more events like that, especially in an uh, intimate setting.
yeah, we do. And I think you could, what she mentioned is very important because I could literally, when you see the glow in someone's eyes because they are seeing someone they love, right?
Yeah,
And that person is actually giving them the time of day.
yeah,
That person is actually, literally, there are people who ask Ginger for a picture and he would be like, do you want like a phone picture or you want a professional picture? I can call my photographer to take a picture of us.
yeah,
The fact
and
that he was giving people that option for me, it's just like, okay. And people were really excited because Abanye could say they were not sure if because it was like two separate rooms, right?
mm,
Where he walked in from to take. So it's like a restaurant, two sides, dining, fine dining, and all of that. But
yeah,
so after he done performed that side, he came this side for take pictures and interviews, right? So you could see that there were people who were like hesitating walking into the other room because they're not sure if they can walk in or is it just media there? Because there was a lot of like media people, right?
yeah,
There was Slicker on, there was Soda TV, there was a lot of media, and there's lights and everything, so you can see some people are feeling a bit overwhelmed, so
mm,
they hesitating stepping in, and it's just like, no, guys, you can literally walk in as soon as it's done with the interview. You can walk in, walk up to him, greet him, talk to him. He's cool.
yeah,
And when that was actually happening, like, oh, okay,
yeah.
they're human, Some people never get to experience that with their favorite artists. So when
Protest,
they
yeah.
see it happen for the first time, it's like, oh, okay,
And
nice experience.
touching on that with people not being sure whether to go into the room or not, it's even for myself, there are times when I'm at an event, I do have the proper accreditation to enter
Yeah,
somewhere, but just because you see someone in that room, you kind of think like, am I not going to get kicked out if I walk in there?
correct.
You know,
Yeah,
it's a whole different it's just a whole different atmosphere when you're around
Mm.
these people. It's a whole different atmosphere, especially when you see people working. You see this celebrity. You see people,
Yep.
the media people working. We see like PR managers, people who are very serious. They are at work. When
At
you're
work,
just there,
correct.
yeah, when you're there to enjoy the show, even though Nazi, when we do have the media accreditations, we're also there to work, but we are not as intense as all these people with
Yeah.
cameras because we're going to talk about this later in the week. We are
Mm-hmm.
not really capturing almost everything at that time, so it does get daunting even for us,
Definitely.
yeah. So I kind of get why I do actually get why someone who's there just to enjoy the show would not be sure whether or not to get into the room. But also,
Especially noting that um they bought normal tickets.
yeah,
They didn't get any like VIP tag or media tag. So
like
they're not sure if Uluzma
like
standing at the door is a bouncer or if
yeah.
it's just a friend to Ginger.
Yeah, like because and that's the thing. That's almost like getting an upgrade without knowing that you have an upgrade, that you've been
Exactly. Yeah.
upgraded. Because I'm here. I mean, in your mind, it's just like I'm gonna go to the show, probably gonna get to my seat, watch the entire thing happen. After that,
And
I'm gone.
bounce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
artists and other famous people will have their own section. I will not be allowed in there. But now you just find yourself having access to pretty much everywhere in the place, which is crazy. It's really crazy.
And it is daunting actually. Not when you mention anything about if you're not used to it, especially,
Mm.
it's a bit much because it's
But
just like, what if I get chased out? And now that's
yeah,
gonna ruin the entire experience. Yes, the show is nice, but then that's the memory that's gonna stick with you and just like
yeah,
I'm embarrassed.
yeah.
What was I doing there? People now know me as this person who got kicked out and. But I think for me, what I won't say it got me used to that, but I think it made it a bit easier is the amount of back to the city festivals I've attended
Mm.
and having the media like kids to
Yeah,
be everywhere,
mm.
basically.
Yeah,
It kind of made me used to, okay, I have media, I have this and this, I have all access, I can be here, I can be here, I can interact with this person and do this. I think it made me get used to it. Yes, at first it wasn't easy, but now I'm just like, oh, okay, no, I'm gonna see everyone here, you
yeah,
know. Because I'm not in
yeah.
your circle, I'm not your friend, but I'm gonna see everyone here.
But yeah, yeah. And actually, what want to as we move forward, I want to go back to Jay Jody.
Mm,
Because you just told us about the whole the event and whatnot.
mhm.
But I just want to talk about his album very quickly. Like when I actually realized that it's his first album, it's his debut album,
Yes.
that was a bit crazy to me because I was thinking, how come Jay Jody doesn't have anything? Like, how come this is his debut album? And then I
Hmm.
listened to it, and it doesn't sound like this is someone who has never released an album before. Like it is that good. It is that
Yep.
amazing.
Yep.
Yeah. So please tell me about your experience when you listen to the album because I absolutely love it. I think I went back
Yeah,
to it
no.
a couple of times, but it is just an amazing album.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the first point. Like, if it's his first album, it's
Mm.
because this is not necessarily his first rodeo. Yes, first I won, but then he's been part of a duo,
Yeah.
and they've done music for years.
Mm.
So I think he has that experience from coming from Benchmark. He has that experience of putting out good music, whether it's a single, it's a body of work. So I think by the time he got to doing his own thing, he he high key mastered a whole lot of those things.
Yeah.
So as much as it's his first album solo, it's a thing of I've learned the music, I've learned the business, I've learned the mastering, I've learned one, two, three, and four. So I think that's why in your head, just like actually I thought he had released something before, and also one thing Jay Jody has been good with, no? And I realized this when I was at the launch. I don't remember forgetting who Jay Jody
Mm.
as soon as I got introduced to him. He's always there somewhere working.
Yeah.
He's always on a featured song. His
He
name,
pops up. He pops
weirdly
up quite a
enough,
lot.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. When I was there, I'm like, I get what you're saying when you say it doesn't feel like his first body of work, because I'm just like, this man is active.
Hmm.
He's really active. It's just like, okay, he's working. But I think for me, Shine O'Clock is a brilliant album. I'm not going to lie. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the features as well. He has 25K. You know how I feel about 25K.
Yeah.
He has Aries there, and he has like layers, guys. No, if there's one artist who's still like one of my favorite artists in this country, like still, still the casket is Blake. I need to try. I need to
Yeah.
move away from the Java train. But when he performed Destiny, right? Java, my Destiny's Java wasn't there. But then
Hmm.
obviously, I could hear Java, right? Which was amazing. And for me, also, I think it's how he put the entire album together. And also, it's not that long.
Yeah.
17 tracks is not a lot, right?
Yeah, it's not.
It is, it is. But then also, when you look at the minutes, that's another thing. Because you can have 17 tracks like and pull a Kanye West and have one song at 6 minutes,
Yeah.
or have one song as 1 minute. Depends on his mood, that
Yeah.
album. But I think with J.Lo, because the entire album it's less than an hour.
Yeah,
And
it's
for
like
me,
it's 54 minutes actually.
exactly. That for me, as much as it's 17 tracks, it's 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 doable. You can do it in one listen. You don't have to break it up. Because there are albums that are 17 tracks and it's an hour and 30 minutes. I'm just like, wow. Or an hour 40, I'm just like, oh, okay, I'll do 50, 50, 45, 45.
Yeah.
But with him, everything was just okay, it's here. And I think another thing, oh, I forgot this important song with Ayanda Chia. Guys, I
Oof.
think that's one of my favorite vocalists in the country. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Ginger introduced me to Ayanda Chia. And I've been a fan since. He has a
Yeah.
song with Ayanda Chia called Love Again. Yeah. And it's a beautiful song. And the more I listen to the album, the more I find a new favorite song, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have a new favorite song almost every week or every second week. But it's a solid body of work. I don't
Yeah.
want to lie. I genuinely enjoyed it. And not because I was at the launch and I got to experience it firsthand, but I genuinely enjoyed the album. Like I can give it multiple spins and it doesn't feel like I'm just overdoing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think like the first weekend that it dropped, I think I was listening to it for like I think I listened to like 3 or 4 times over.
Yes, yeah.
Because and it's something that we have talked about a couple of times, like the sequencing of an album, like the
Yeah.
runtime of an
Yeah.
album, where you can listen to an album from start to finish, and it starts over, and you don't even realize that it is started
Yes.
over
Yes.
until
Yes.
it gets to maybe that one song that has stood out for you, that you realize, "What's time, man? Well, what's going on here?" And then when you check, the album has started over and it is that good, and you just keep running it, you keep running it. So yeah, I actually I enjoyed it quite a
Okay,
lot as
great.
well. Yeah, enjoyed it quite a lot as well. And what I love about it is that Jay Jody, as much as he's still in tune with the sound that is happening today, like the trap and the drill and whatever, he's still it can still fall into that. But instead, he chose to do like a proper album, and each track on the album sounds different
Yeah.
from any other one. And that, in my opinion, is how you do an album, where it is not just a
Yes.
compilation of songs, but every beat means something to you. Every song means something to you as the artist, and you put that together and you put it out there. And when we listen to it, we're able to resonate with the sound. We're able to resonate with the message. We're able to resonate with the features, and that is what Jay Jody gave us with Shine O'Clock. And indeed, it is his time to shine now. When you
Yeah.
listen to this album, you realize what's
Definitely.
it. This is the time that
Yeah.
for Jay Jody to shine. So like in my opinion, I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd
yeah,
give it a
I wouldn't
solid
argue
eight
with
out of
that.
ten. Like
Yeah.
it really is that good. The features, you can tell that he really thought about who he wants to have on there, and it doesn't really care about hype. It doesn't care about
Hmm.
who's hot right now. It's
Yes.
just about this is the
Yes.
message that I want to get out. This is what I want to say, and the best person to help me to say this thing is this particular artist. It's Gemma Farsi.
Mm.
It is Ayanda Gia. It is Java. It's 25K.
Mm.
And, it's such a beautiful, solid body of work. I feel like if people appreciate it, actually, and this is, hey, like I'm going to contradict myself here. But but in talking about a classic album, obviously a classic album is something that um, happens over time. It is not immediate,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And I feel like over time, it is going to turn out to be a classic album. I hope it turns out to be a classic album because what I was about to say is that if people appreciated J. Jody more than they do now, this album would one day be a classic. But then also,
Mm.
I understand that whether or not people appreciate the artist or whether or not they appreciate the music, a classic album is a classic album, regardless of how
Yeah.
people feel about it.
Yeah.
Just like I feel about, Zakwe and Duncan.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
it isn't as big as it's supposed to be, but
Mm.
it is right there at the door of going in the books of being a classic album. That's how good it is as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, regardless of how people feel about J. Jody or how they feel about the music, a classic album is a classic album, and I feel like this one is a contender to get in the books one day.
No, I hear it. You see how you say you're gonna contradict yourself, right? Is
Yeah.
the hip hop that I love in this country, right?
Mm.
Um, Now my first thought is not necessarily always the biggest artist, unfortunately, right? That's
Yeah.
just who I am. Now, if you're gonna check my Spotify, my playlist, whether even if it's the daily mix that they do for me, now on there you're gonna find your Ginger Chills, you're gonna find your P.O's, you're gonna find your J Jodies, you're gonna literally gonna find your N base, and those unfortunately are not the artists who are necessarily mainstream, for lack of a better word,
Yeah.
right? They're not at the top of everyone's head. And those are people that who have literally given me classic albums. Guys, if you speak about P.O, P.O has never missed.
Never.
From single to mixtape to album, he has never missed. And if you were to judge classics by the number of streams it got or the number of units it sold, then you're kind of like, okay, now we basically just saying we're looking at the five biggest rappers in the country,
Yeah.
you know. But if you want to look at everything and listen to the album and what it did, like what it did when it came to the music, we have a whole different story.
Yeah.
So I think for me, that's if you're gonna get into literally my place and you hear me playing music on my car, you might hear people that you don't even know. And what will shock you is that I'm actually rapping along. And I'm just like,
Oh,
not only does she listen to people you don't know, she even raps along to their
long.
songs. What's going on? That's me. And if something is good, I'm gonna listen. And if I
Yeah.
feel like it's a classic, it's unfortunately to me it is a classic, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and like just to add to that, good music is good music, regardless of who made it,
Exactly. Exactly.
regardless of how famous the artist is. But good music is good music, and it just can't be denied. If I mean, and that's why I like to say that it is difficult to judge. Like it's almost impossible to have a list of the greatest artists.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, you can have a list, but not in chronological order.
Mm.
Yeah, you get not in chronological order. You cannot have an absolute number one. Anyway, especially
Yes.
for people like us who love to discover music, who love to discover new artists. We we hear artists that we can tell with this one is going to be great one day. That
Yep.
if they make it onto that stage and the spotlight shines on them, they are definitely going to shine and they're going to make the um best of that time. So just to add to what you were saying, that good music is good music, man.
Yeah.
Regardless of who made it, regardless of
And
how
only good
popular it
music
is.
would last.
Yeah, definitely. Only good music is going to last. But yeah, anyway, for me, I don't have anything else. I don't know if you've got something that you want to talk about.
Yeah, I do. The hip hop circuit. It didn't
Oh
let
yeah.
us know how it went.
Oh yeah, that.
Please, hey, we're already gonna have the second one and we don't even know how the first one
Yeah.
went. Please, our people need a recap.
Yeah. All right.
Saw videos, but then we were not there physically, so we need to be,
Yeah.
get us in there.
Okay. So for people who don't know what the hip hop circuit is, it's a monthly hip hop event that I host at Trends. Um, so my idea for it is that it has to happen every last Friday of the month. So this month was supposed to be on the 30th, but the
Mhm.
date was already booked like way before I came along. So it's going to be happening the week before, which is the 23rd. So the last one that happened was on the 26th of July, which was actually the first one.
Mhm.
What happens is we've got like five artists. They come in there, five up and coming artists, and they're supposed to tell their story. Basically, they're supposed to tell us about the music. It's a tiny desk type thing, which is similar to what Ginger was doing. So before they perform any song, they tell us about it, what's the inspiration, what's the story behind it, why they made it, and all of that. So this month as well, we're going to have five new artists on there. Last time we weren't able to have the ciphers,
Mhm.
yeah, because of time and whatever. But this month we're definitely going to have that. So and I do have footage, actually. I do have footage, but I'm the one who has to edit everything. So there's very, very little time to,
Yeah.
very, very little time to actually work on it. But I am currently working on it, and then I'll have it out as soon as it's done.
And how excited are you for the upcoming one?
Like I'm really excited. I'm very very excited, especially because the first one was more of a pilot, just to
Mhm.
see how we are able to work around it and what we need to change, what we need to add, and all of that. So I'm very very excited about this one. And also what I was planning to do, what I intend to do actually, is that every Friday we are going to have like the hip hop circuit ciphers, where we have an artist that is going to be performing. Um, yeah, at least maybe one or two of the artists that's going to be performing every week. We record a cipher, and then we release it every Friday, leading up uh, to the event itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I mean, actually, because this is Nelspruit, this is Mbombela,
Mm.
having guys that actually are able to do ciphers is kind of hard to find, especially now at this stage where,
True.
where we
True.
are.
Yeah.
So, but I'm hoping because I mean we've got a University of Pumalanga. I'm pretty sure there's guys there, or girls there who love hip hop and are able to do it. We've got TUT. We've got, uh, I mean, yeah, but we'll see because
Mm.
as it grows, I believe that we're going to have more people who get to know about this thing,
Definitely.
who have an interest in this thing, and it's definitely going to grow, and we're going to do amazing things.
No, I definitely will. And I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to seeing everything. Like, because I saw how the what can I call them? The messages of gratitude from some of the performers from the
Oh
previous
yeah,
one.
yeah,
The
and
fact that you thought of doing something like that, you could see they really appreciated it and they're looking forward to having like more of these events, you know?
Yeah, they're very excited. They're very excited about it, and also I'm very happy to have created this platform because it is not
Yeah.
even it definitely isn't about me. As much as I love
Mm.
hip hop, it's not
Yeah.
about me, but it also is for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to be in spaces like this, and I do not want to be do not want to have it where it's like any other regular event where these guys just get on stage, they perform, and they get off, and no one knows who they are. They don't
Yeah.
know what they're about. They don't know where they're from. So, which is why I have this concept where they get on there, they introduce themselves, and they tell us about their music. Each time they perform a song, they tell us about it.
Mm.
And all of that. So it also creates that engagement with people who are there. And it's for people who love also to discover new music, especially in hip hop, people who love to be in a space where they can just sit there and enjoy the music, which is something that I enjoy as well. So yeah, it's both ways. It's not for me. It's not about me, but at the same time, the platform is for me.
Yeah. True.
So yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Now we all are looking forward to see what it's gonna do,
Yeah,
and not just within MP, even outside of MP, because
yeah,
it will definitely grow.
yeah. No, it definitely has to. And I believe that it will grow. Um, right now, because actually in my head, sometimes I think about it. I look at like your Mouthtown Heights, and I look at your Back to the City, where they are, and I mean Back to the City has like 17 years in this thing, and I'm thinking that that is what I have to chase. Not
Mm.
that I'm chasing it with the intention of um, beating it,
Being better.
or yeah, or taking it out of the game. But I want it to be, because Back to the City is Back to the City, and
Yeah.
Back to the City in itself is an institution,
Yeah.
and
Definitely.
yeah, it's for everyone. But it's more like it's more like it's an aspirational thing, where
Yes.
I want us to have Back to the City, and I want us to have the hip hop circuit, even though it's not even exactly the same thing, but it's all in the same culture. And this is where back hip hop circuit can look up to Back to the City and say that that is where we want to go, and that is the impact that we want to have um, in the culture as well. Because imagine in October having Back to the City, in November having Mouthtown Heights, and in December having the hip hop circuit. That is the
Yeah.
culture. That is the culture that we have to live in. And if in other months, all the other 9 months that happen that exist, if there have to be other hip hop events, major hip hop events, that
Mm-hmm.
is the hip hop that we have to live in South Africa. That's that it should be
Yeah.
part of the culture where we're all
It should.
in this ecosystem, and you all love and support one another. So my dream also is to have some of these guys at hip hop circuit be recognized by Back to the City, be recognized by Mountain Heights, and they get on those stages, especially Back to the City. I would love for some of
And
these
they
guys.
will.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely will. And hopefully we'll
And
be
they
able
will,
to.
because when you look at Back to the City and who they cater for,
Yeah,
they definitely will.
yeah, yeah. So at some point, I'm hoping that we can be able to host the guys from Back to the City over here, and they come
Yeah.
through. But definitely, what's going to happen is that the Oracles are going to start shooting some episodes right before the concert. It's
Mm-hmm.
more especially when you do bring like a big name artist that is going to
Yeah.
perform there. It's just going to be like an incredible thing. And I feel like the oracles as a whole is just going to go into to new
Definitely.
levels.
I know, definitely. And I'm here for all of it. I'm
Yeah,
excited. Looking forward to all of it. And yeah, man, like I'm stoked.
yeah, Yeah, because and this is me speaking it into existence, right? Because
Yes.
I want also to at some point have international artists,
Yeah.
especially who are relevant today in the game today,
Mm.
come through and they also keep to the same concept where they don't just
Oh,
get on,
yes.
perform and then get off, but we want to hear the stories. Apart from us interviewing them, having them on the oracles, um, but when they perform, they also keep to the concept. They tell us about the music. They tell us about the inspiration behind
Yes.
each song. They tell us about
Mm.
why the song came out at the time that it did. So yeah, that's me speaking things into speaking it into existence, and I know that we both agree on it.
Yeah, no. Because one thing about faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
Yeah, definitely.
That's it.
So, so yeah, but yeah, and I feel like the hip hop circuit is also it's one of the things. Okay, so now because this is something that we're supposed to talk about in December, but it's definitely one of the things that one of the things that we've been praying about. One of the
Yeah.
things that we've been wanting to do. This year. Yeah, well, one of the things that I want us to do this year. So this is
Yeah.
basically a manifestation um, of, of of that. So yeah, it's definitely a good year so far, especially with the start of the hip hop circuit. And I'm really excited to see where we'll be in December.
Yeah, no, same, definitely. Onwards and upwards, man.
Yeah,
That's literally it.
yeah, that's it. That's it. But yeah. Anyway, uh, actually, I wanted to ask you: have you heard the Tasha Hendrix's album?
I haven't listened to it. And actually she was there at Jay Jody's thingy
Yeah,
at Jay Jody's listening party as well with the fiance
yeah,
with 3.0. I haven't listened to it, but I saw the album cover on Pete. I'm like, I need to listen to it.
mm,
You know, I actually went to college with Tasha and we were literally doing the same course and all. So now when I see her doing all these things, I'm just like, man, this is beautiful to see people who you. But I haven't listened to it. I think actually I must listen to it this week.
yeah,
Give it
yeah.
a good
Because
listen.
I wanted to hear your opinion on it. I still haven't had time to listen.
Mm.
Even though I did mention it on the weekly wrap up because it came out on Friday. But yeah, nah, but I think sometime this week I will have to uh, have had a listen to it. And also, did you see that Java is going on tour again?
You know what I don't like about Stavanik? I don't know if you saw this. I think after the Google tour, right?
Yeah,
I was like, I need Java to have a concert where he's performing all of his songs, right?
yeah,
From Isina Move, right?
yeah.
Which is 2016.
See, yeah,
This man goes and announces a tour for 2016.
2016.
So I
Yeah,
don't know if he's gonna perform on Haile as well or just Isina Move, right? And everything he did prior.
yeah.
Now my problem is this man went and released the dates and the tickets last week. I don't know where in his right mind he thought he had money, you know? Because those tickets are 560, which is the normal price like they were last time, 560, 600, which
Yeah.
is fine. But my problem is when I get paid end of August, those things will be sold out. I know for a fact and ask someone, guys, I'm stressed because I need to experience cinema of a life. I really need to.
And that's the thing because what Isbua tour it
Because
first started in
literally the day
Durban.
he released them, I was working at my friend's house.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Like it,
No, no, you can continue.
Isbua tour started in Durban and then went on to Joburg. But this time around, it's starting in Joburg and then going to Durban. Tickets already open for the Joburg concert, which I think is it late
2 days.
September? Yeah, it's two
Yes, on the
days. I think
27th,
27th and
on the
29th,
Friday, and the 29th.
which
Correct.
is the
And I
Sunday.
can't do the Friday. I can't do the Friday, right? I can
Yeah,
do that. It's
the
29.
Sunday.
But also my problem is he can't be using that venue again. That venue is small for Java, guys.
And-
Literally, I'm just like, it doesn't make sense.
like,
At this point, if they sold out end of this August, I can't get the tickets for Joburg Theatre.
yeah.
I have to buy the ones for State Theatre in Pretoria, and I have to drive all the way to Pretoria because I can't miss it. I really can't, because I genuinely can't.
Like, you know, I feel like Java should just, yeah.
Go to Orlando Stadium.
Yeah, go to Orlando, and there was about that. Either go to Orlando Stadium or go to
Ay,
Soccer City, or
honestly,
go to,
honestly,
like,
look,
just do it.
they're gonna fill it up. Because people, I remember the first time he had the concert, I don't know which album it was. I remember there's a trip that my friends and I were planning. Like, we're going down to KZN to see
Yeah,
Java. I know there are people who drove down from KZN this time around and went to Mpumalanga in December. You know,
yeah.
people would do that to Java. So if he says I'm performing at FNB or Soccer City rather, people will come from all over. And if he says I'm
People,
performing all my albums, we're landing. We're literally
people,
coming.
people are going to be there. Like, I, we like you don't even need to really think about it a lot. Like we
Yeah,
just know that if it goes to Orlando Stadium or it goes to Soccer City, either one, he is going to sell those tickets. Those
easily,
venues are just going to sell out. I think he should just do that
easily.
rather.
Now I feel like that's the best thing. Honestly, just go to the stadium. Like,
Yeah,
for the Gauteng tour, just say, guys, I'm changing the venue. I'm going to Soccer City.
yeah,
Just fill it up.
and that's it. Like it doesn't
Because
like
I think the date for Pretoria is in December, if I'm not mistaken. Later in the year, I could be wrong.
yeah,
But I think the date for Pretoria is later in the year. So if he just says, no, what, let's cancel Joburg Theatre. Let's just move it to a stadium. Soccer City, I'm giving you guys 3 months to get the tickets, fill up the
yeah,
place.
yeah.
We will
Uh,
fill it up
Even in Durban, if it goes to Moses Mabhida,
easily.
it's going to fill it up. The whole of KZN is going to be there.
Exactly. The whole of South Africa. I am going
Yeah.
down to Durban if that's the case, literally.
Yeah, man. But yeah, anyway, I don't have anything else. Do you have anything else that you wanna talk about?
No, I don't have anything else to
Nothing.
talk about right now. Just listen to Channel Clock.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah, yeah, so that is it from us, the Oracles. We'll be back again next week because we're actually supposed to have Kanye from Transcend. I was supposed to have him today. So it was mainly my fault because I forgot to follow up with him just to confirm that we are having it. But definitely next week we're going to have him. Hopefully, and this is also me just speaking it into the universe. Hopefully, we'll be able to have dogs. Dogs is from 1020 Cartel. Um,
yeah.
yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to have her sometime this month to talk about the tour, talk about why Java is not going to a stadium, talk about why they decided
Until he
to
leaves.
why they decided to do the 2016 tour, and that's the name of the tour actually, Java 2016 tour. Um, so it's in a move and everything else that we released in 2016. He'll be performing that,
Imagine hearing I Need Daily Live. Oh my goodness.
and you're definitely going to hear it.
Mm, mm.
You're
I am
definitely
going to
going to
lose my
hear it.
mind.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah, but anyway, that is it from the Oracles. Oh, I'll be back again on Saturday with the weekly wrap up. So yeah, look out for that. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share. Please like. Please do everything. Share with your friends, family, your neighbors, everyone else in between. Your support and your love is truly, truly appreciated. I know that we're probably closing in on 2 hours on tonight's episode. Thank you.
Actually,
Yeah, thank you for chilling with us. Thank you for spending your time with us. We are looking forward to what is going to happen. We're looking forward to seeing what God is going to do for us going forward because we know that it's all going to be amazing. And your support, your investment in time in us is definitely going to pay off, because what we're going to bring to you is going to be the best music podcast in the world, the best podcast in the world. In fact, not just music, not just limited to music, but the best podcast in the world. That is what the oracles are going to be. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Until next week, have a good one. Cheers.